The name of KIAs, and so I'll read and so for this camera.
All right, welcome all y'all that are on my podcast. We're tuning into Third Day Coffee Seguin
We'll figure it out.
to check out their stream and a special ceremony they've got going on. And then right after that, we should have a special guest popping in on our podcast for a live episode. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it back to theirs, mute myself, and watch this little ceremony we got put together.
Next name is A1CJD Nathan, KIA 62307. All right, who's next?
Now it's saying that he can't see us. I don't know.
Oh, you can't turn the camera on.
Specialist D. McDonald, KIA 111604. Staff Sergeant J.T. Self, KIA 51407. Sergeant First Class L.D. Ezel, KIA 43008. First KIA Operation Iraq Freedom Security Forces.
Well, for some reason, I knew that was going to go out there. Connection issues there. See, it's buffering again now. Let's see if we can add them back in here.
Tech Sergeant J. Norton, KIA 122, 2006.
KIA 5705. Staff Sergeant MJ West, A 83010. A 2004. Private First Squad KA 112604.
All right, so now what we're gonna do is, these are the ones that I have. People have been sending me names, in a post that we did on the Vetpreneur Tribe. And, I'm gonna read those names. And one more guess, he was, I'm jumping on yet. JD's gonna pull them up for me so I can read them because I'm blind.
I'm trying to find that post.
Specialist Crystal M. Fitz, U.S. Army, 4th Battalion, 82nd Airborne, KIA 17, July 2012. PFC Billy G. Anderson, United States Army, 82nd Airborne, KIA 17, May 2010. Army Chief Warrant Officer Dennis P. Hay, August 29, 2005, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Army Chief Warrant Officer Christopher Thibodeau, May 26, 2011, Operation Enduring Freedom. Army Chief Warrant Officer Stephen Wells, February 25, 2004, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Army Chief Warrant Officer Matthew C. Laskowski, February 25, 2004, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Staff Sergeant Stephen Bertolino, November 29, 2003, OIF. Specialist Aaron Sissel, November 29, 2003, OIF. Major Matthew Schramm, May 26, 2003, Operation Iraqi Freedom. Staff Sergeant David T. Bander, Army, KIA 11 December 17. Army Specialist Michael Gonzalez, KIA Iraq 8/28/08. Sergeant Bull, KIA 8 July 08. First Lieutenant Giordano, KIA 1 August 08. Specialist Mulvihill, 1st of August 08. PFC Beatty, 1st of August 08. PV2 Garcia, 1st of August 08. Konar Province, Afghanistan. Specialist Robert Allen Wise, 11/12/03, Baghdad. Lieutenant Colonel William Gregory Hall. Operation Iraqi Freedom, March 30th, 2008. Army Sergeant First Class Trenton L. Rhea, May 15th, 2003. And then I've got a list here. I was hoping this guy would jump on, but I'm going to read them for him. Lance Corporal Jose Gutierrez, March 21st, 03. Lance Corporal Eric Orlowski, March 22nd, 03. Marine PFC Tamarino Burkett, March 23rd, 03. These are actually all March 23rd. Marine Staff Sergeant Philip Logan, 23rd, 03. Corporal Michael Williams, 23rd, 03. October 20th of 05, Marine Lance Corporal Andrew Russoli. Marine Corporal Stephen W. Schwedick, October 20th, 05. Staff Sergeant Richard T. Pomel, October 20th, 05. Corporal Joshua D. Snyder, November 30th, 05. Corporal William G. Taylor, November 30th, 05. Lance Corporal David Hunn, December 1st, 05. Also, December 1st, 05, Staff Sergeant Daniel C. Clay, Lance Corporal John M. Holmesen, Lance Corporal Adam Kaiser, Lance Corporal Robert Martinez, Corporal Anthony T. McClevin, Lance Corporal Scott T. Modine, Lance Corporal Andrew D. Patton, Sergeant Andy Stevens, and Lance Corporal Craig N. Watson. All right, folks. So that's what we had in store for today. Aside from working in the shop, and I can't turn this thing around to show you the progress, but we've got ceiling going. We've got most of the walls done. A lot of the electrical's finished. We've just got some finishing touches to put on. But I appreciate you tuning in. And in the future, even after today, names if you want, and we'll put them in the book, and then I'm going to have man on just be a tribute that we always keep. So, like I always say, treat one another with love, kindness, and respect. Till Friday or whenever you see me again, God bless. Well, that was
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was a special ceremony provided by Jose Alanese, Navy veteran. I saw J.D. Tyranny there and a few other vets that I didn't know. But that was really nice of them to use his little cork board and some dog tags that he had already made up, as well as read off some names through the Veteranpreneur Tribe posts that he put out there. So nice little ceremony that we wanted to kind of, bring to the world in our own little way. And been on Jose's show. He's been on my show a couple months ago. Great guy. And, that's what we need to do as a veteran community is kind of collaborate on things. And when these ideas kind of started flowing a little bit, it was like, hey, let's put our heads together. Let's figure out some sort of way to try and stream this. Obviously, there's some internet connections there, issues, and trying to stream through two different StreamYard streams at one time is not the easiest thing to do, but we pulled it off. I know you probably only heard half of it or so, but if we can just take a minute here to remember all those that we served with, whether we knew them or not, whether they're in your career field, whatever, regardless of era, those that that went overseas to fight the fight and didn't come home, and those that didn't come home in one piece. That paid the ultimate sacrifice, as General Chief of Staff, drawing a blank right now, getting kind of emotional thinking about it. But he said something the other day in the Memorial Day ceremony about those who paid the ultimate sacrifice and gave their tomorrow for today's for us to have today. So I think that really kind of sums it up in a really, really good way of looking at the sacrifice they made. They were all, mothers, daughters, sons, fathers, brothers, friends, and they gave up their tomorrow so that we could have today. So with that, we'll take a moment of silence, and I should have somebody joining me here pretty shortly. So. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop this to the screen. We'll be right back, hopefully in a couple of minutes. It was kind of hard timing wise to figure out when to get this guy in here, so we'll see what we can do. But just hang in there with us. All right, looks like we might be having some technical issues with the special guest I was hoping to bring on today. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Just try and leave with some thoughts here, but I know it's a tough day for a lot of veterans. We all have a little bit of a different relationship, I think, with this day and what it means. I know for some the day is incredibly powerful because you may have lost some battle buddies, right there with you. For some of us, I guess it's definitely a little bit different. I've got a list that I post on my social media every single year. For those that don't know, I was Air Force Security Forces. I was active duty, did 2 deployments. So, when you've deployed to a combat zone and you've gone through the same training as somebody, even though you've never met them, the 14 fallen security forces members in a global war on terrorism, I've never met any one of them. But I know a handful of their stories. I've got battle buddies that I served with that had served with them previously. And, we got to keep their memory alive. And so I post it every year. I post it a couple times a year, it seems like. But, every time I look at that list, the faces jump out at me. Some of their stories, some of their experiences behind everything. What that basic training is like and what tech school is like, and you knew the same job knowledge, you did the same job. In some of the cases, exactly what kind of mission they were on and what they were tasked with doing when they paid the ultimate sacrifice. And it's kind of tough, but that's what today's for, to remember them, remember their sacrifices. And like I said a few minutes ago, for kind of went on a little bit of a break there, trying to get a guest in here, but they gave up their tomorrow so that we could have today, and we have to keep that in mind. And what I was hoping to talk about with my guest today was kind of serving the veteran community. I think that's about all we can do sometimes, especially when we remember those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. We can't let their memory fade. It will fade over time, eventually. Eventually it's just going to be a story, and those connections are going to be gone, when our generations are gone. And, you look at history books and you can read about the veterans of the Civil War and American Revolution. Obviously there's nobody here to talk about those anymore. So memory kind of fades, but we got to do what we can to keep that memory alive for as long as we can, get those stories written down, tell those stories. We're in a unique age now where, anybody can write a book, anybody can have a podcast, anybody can shoot video, and that can really help keep the memories alive. Those Civil War, Revolution, even World War I. There was no video, so there was no way to kind of keep those stories alive and preserve it really in your own words. So for anybody who does end up watching this and you've lost somebody, I highly encourage you to pick up a microphone or just turn your cell phone on, right? Just hold that bad boy up there and just film yourself, right? Share the story, tell the story of what happened, even if it's just something you keep, but someday, it may be helpful to somebody to know and understand that person's sacrifice. And, with all of that, I think if any of them were here today, they would want, us as the rest of the veterans to not only not let their story, their story die over time, or fade, but to go out and continue to serve, right? In many cases, these men and women sacrifice their lives for, the men and women around them. And I'm probably going to be on a soapbox here, but as a veteran community, we have to do a better job. We're still losing people. We're losing them to suicide because there's no connections, and we have to stop that. We have to find a way to build those connections, collaborate, connect, build together, be there for each other. We have to do that. That's one of the points of my podcast, is to share stories and try and bring some people together. And we have to continue to do things in their honor, go out and serve not only our veteran population, but our country. Because at the end of the day, in many cases, most of us, or a lot of us, veterans anyway, chose to serve, at least my generation. I know it's a little bit different. You get to the older guys, but you have to continue to serve. You have to find a way to serve, continue serving your fellow veterans. You had their back in combat, have their back now. And that's what we have to all kind of each, reach inside our own hearts and try and figure out a way to do. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody kind of tuning in this morning and watching what Jose and JD pulled off down there at Jose's house. That's his coffee shop that he has. And his cork board and some dog tags. And it's a really, really unique, special way of remembering those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. So I will leave with one message. I know this is a very tough day for a lot of people. So if this is you and you're really having a tough day today dealing with things, remember, A, you're not alone, and B, there's resources for you. On my ending screen here, and I'm going to play you just a minute, there is a phone number, and you can text as well. So if you're, at the end of your rope and you need a little bit of help today, don't be afraid to reach out. Reach out and get that help you need. So with that in mind, have a good rest of the day, the best that you can. Take another moment or two today to remember